Oi oi, how you doing? Today is Monday, the 30th of November 2020. So here for another day of trading the markets, just like UK horse races, just like financial markets. So let's kick off. So we've got 18, 19 minutes to the off. Favourite, second favourite, both kind of choppy, but this one just looks like it's breaking resistance, potentially move higher. This one's been consolidating, moving into resistance, so potentially moving lower. Third favourite here, kind of steamed in and then pulling back, being a bit choppy and consolidating, potentially hitting resistance as well. So what can we see? Just do a quick reorder there. Plenty of time till the off on this one. 18 minutes. And again, just starting out here with minimum stakes, just while I up my sample size of trading examples, just to figure out whether this could be something to do at bigger stakes. So far progress has been okay. Haven't been losing tons of money, but also haven't been making much progress forward in terms of profitability. So all in all, happy, because it just it's been a case of maintaining to my rules of getting up before the off, not risking too much on positions, finding some insights into when I best trade as well. It tends to be slightly earlier to than what most traders might do, or what I've seen advised before. So within a 20 to 15 minute period, looking for opportunities appears to be better for me, rather than the 5 minutes before the off. But just continue to try and get insights really, so I can scale up hopefully in the future. So this one here looks like it's on a bit of a drift, could be finding support at nines now. Considering laying this at nines. Alright, so I'm just going to put in a couple of cheeky orders there at 9 and just below 9s, anticipating that this is in fact finding support. This is at resistance, which helps that theory, in that as this moves down, this could move up. But let's just see if we get matched. Like I said, plenty of time before the off, so if stuff does go south, then I do have at least some time to attempt to fix it. But it's just a waiting game. Of course, this far from the off, sometimes a lot of the times the volatility isn't there yet, which is why this appears quite sleepy at the moment. Also, what I've done, thanks to one of the subscribers on my YouTube channel, considering now this layout looks slightly different, so I've still got my volume chart here, but I'm using a tick chart just to help get a better kind of reading on the price action in a more reactive way. I mean, I do like the layout of the static charts that we have here. Problem is they update every 5 seconds or so, and they can be a bit flaky when it comes to updating to most current price action, as you might have seen in the other videos. So I'm just trying to overcome that by at least having some insight to what the price might have done in terms of price levels it would have hit by having a streaming chart. It's not ideal for me, because what I want is all of the price action so I can identify support resistance areas in one chart, whereas this only that is limited to the amount of history that it can show, and also it will only start updating prices when you open the race. So if I were to go away from this race and come back to it, any previous history would be gone. Looks like I was right on this direction, but didn't get a fill at the price that I wanted. So I don't want to go in at market now, because I'll be overpaying for that. I am looking for some value for money. Could still viably come back into this and find support again, which would give me another opportunity. So I'll just leave that for now. 14 minutes to off. 47 grand matched as well, which is a good amount for this amount of time. So it's a good quality race. Tight book as well. Very little vig in that, only 1.5%. So good trading conditions, but we need to see if there's something that's tradable. These two here are interesting that they're consolidating, so this could be, you know, viably taking a short on this off of resistance, either of these, but just would want to see a bit more movement before taking that type of move. This one here looks like it could be breaking support, which helps this story, but also just potentially shorting this as well. What is that level? Let me just see if I can get a better looky at what's going on with this. I'm guessing that's 3.4 then. So a break of 3.4 on this would be helpful, and a sharp move up on that. So for this to break and then pull back, I think it's 3.45 maybe. If it breaks that, pulls back, that could be a viable entry, in that it's broken this support and potentially moving lower to make new lows. So I'm just going to cancel those ones and look to take a position based on that premise of this potentially moving lower. Just looking to get a fill. So I've got reasonably good position in this queue. So I've got filled. There is some money coming in now, which I've taken at market. So I've got an okay position already in, £2 net stake, and some ones outside of the money at the moment, but hopefully we'll see a little bit of retrace, allow me to get in at a better price, which helps me manage risk a bit better and improves profit effectively as well. Got this creeping higher to 10s. Obviously a break of 10s there will also help this position. It hasn't taken it up just yet, so I'm just looking to add at market now. It has convincingly broken through that support, potentially to make, you know, all-time new lows, or at the very least hit support at this level. 11 minutes D off now. So far so good. Obviously this here is just meeting that resistance, so it's struggling to move higher than these previous highs here, but I mean it is at 10s. This one here looks like it could be potentially breaking higher as well, so got filled on that second position. Got to be careful I don't over leverage myself in this too much, because I've already got a net stake of 4. An entry here would be another 4, bring it to 8. I will just look to take out one of those ones at 3.5. So just lightened the load slightly on potential entry. I'm going to put in, so I've got a net stake of 4 in. I'm going to put in a partial exit. So this is a case of hoping it will go a little bit higher so that I get filled on that, but then fall away and move much lower. This is broken just out of the corner of my eye. This is made more convincing higher highs and higher lows now as it approaches this previous high, which is again all very helpful to my position. 9 minutes to the off now. I just need to be cautious that this just isn't creating, you know, it's still early doors, but I need to be aware that this could just consolidate and find support here and move higher. So just erring on the side of caution, but maybe inclined to take another position at market 3.4. This has started to come in now. So this is hitting support. Hopefully 9's here acts as support, and it'll start to shoot off in the same way this one has, which will help this position. Okay, we've seen that kind of at least attempt to bounce. I'm going to just try and add another one here at market. Bring my net stake up to 6. It's going to be more volatile, so I've got filled on that, so I'm going to take that one out. I'll leave that one in because it's a decent position. So potentially going to bring my net stake up to 10 if there is any pullback. So what I don't want is for this to break higher than this 3.4 level. That's good. Okay, so I've got taken out, so it is final resistance. So it's doing what I anticipate in terms of price. I'm just going to try and steal a tick there rather than be too greedy and hope for it to move much lower, but it will give me a bit more wiggle room in terms of this stop loss if I get met on that order. See, this is starting to find support. Got to act on that. So rather than moving lower as I was anticipating, it's starting to find support which could potentially, you know, reverse on me. Also, this has broken support, potentially moving lower. So the dynamics of the things has changed. I'm still positioned okay because of where my entries were to at least make a, you know, reasonable profit or break even. But I just need to listen to what the market's really telling me. The dynamics of it are changing, so I need to position myself accordingly. So I got £10 net stake, £4, £8 in partial exits set up. .5 minutes, so there's going to be more money coming into the market now very soon. Even more money, I should say. So got matched on one of those positions. Still got a net stake of 8 in there. So I've got all my potential exits now before support. So I'm not anticipating what I'm saying by this is I'm not convinced on a break is going to happen, but there's a good probability that it will at least fall back into this support at these lows to get me out at a profit. So that's the reason for holding tight for now. So just moved up one of my orders here to get out at market, because it doesn't seem to, although there is a slight bias to it actually moving down, it's not doing it. So I'm just trying to play defense here and get out whilst I still can before the market makes the decision for me and goes off in the other direction. So got out, got £2 net stake left to lay off. 3 minutes to go. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to attempt to get out here at small profit, and again it's just using net small stakes for now, £2 stakes. But yeah, I'm okay with that. I think I've read that reasonably well. And on to the next one. So the premise to start with was basically a breakout, so the price had a likelihood of moving much further lower. That didn't happen. It just fell into support and started consolidating. But because I had positioned my entries, it meant that I was able to come out ahead on that one, or at least not lose money. Excuse me. So the next one we've got here, 17 minutes to the off. We've got an odds-on favourite that had come in, started to drift. Pulled away again. Just looks like it could. It's going into resistance of previous highs, but there is a slight bias to it drifting. Second favourite here, consolidated a lot, found support at these levels. It's broken that support, viably potentially moving lower on a steam. And the other ones, yeah, we'll leave those for now. So what can I see? So this finding resistance at 6 is, I'll be inclined to potentially short. Okay. So what I'm saying here is that I feel that the price is going to move down, and I'm basically selling off of what I deem to be support. Oh, sorry, resistance, because the price is moving back into it. It was previous support, but I'm anticipating that that previous support could now become resistance, which is why I'm placing my my entry at around that level. So at sixes is also a cycle level, so crossover level, so that has significance as well. But what I would need to see happen is for that to get filled, obviously. Firstly, this to start moving down, and what would help it is this moving up. Didn't even look at that, but I could feel from the market that it was moving, but there's almost 70 grand matched, which is good enough. So it has moved slightly past sixes, but I'm not too fussed on that. It'll get me filled, increasing the position size. But I'm anticipating that this could act as resistance. Oh no, sharp move down here. Could be wrong on that. So I'm just trying to act here. Get out, lighten the position, hopefully. If we see this, it's still in this kind of resistance zone, so it could still fall away. And the kind of premise of my my exits, are still within the realms of probability. But this is going adversely against me for now, at least. 14 minutes to the off. See from the charts here, it's just eating into that support, that previous support, I should say. Let's come back into it. So it has found resistance. If this were to get filled, that will give me a bit more wiggle room in terms of where my stop loss would be. So where I'd break even and lose money from. So that's moved up a few ticks because that did get filled. So seeing most of the order get filled. Just a bit cautious now because I don't know how certain that is of potentially moving down. So willing to just take a lower profit. There we go. Greened up at profit. Still 13 minutes to the off. Now, again, it's always that dilemma. Do I continue to trade and try and make more money for this, or have I made enough already? For me, based on my average, I know that this is a reasonably good profit based on my current stakes, and I do tend to do better when I've got more time before the off. For those reasons, I'm just going to move on to the next one, which will probably be quite a way off. But let's just see. Cool, is that time ready? Bloody hell. Alright, 1:15 is the next one. That is some way off. But yeah, this is one thing that I've done. So although I stream them and record the bulk of my trades, there have been times where because just the way the format works, I have done some evening ones, but that doesn't really lend itself so well to streaming because they're half an hour apart. And me, going on is enough as it is, just chatting shit here. So, would there be half an hour between them? It's not going to be as, as good, as active as when they're, 5 to 10 minutes apart. But hey ho, certainly the thing that I digress. Basically, the trading in evenings has been helpful just to see how the markets are different because there is more space between each of the races. And I just find that there's a bit more readability and it's a little more settled to trade around. There's not as much volatility, which for me at least I tend to do, it would seem so far, okay around. We've got a favourite here, it's come in, it's found support, pulling away slightly here, potentially going to resistance of these previous highs and support of previous lows. Second favourite, kind of drifted, pulling back, could be a very deep pullback so that it meets these previous lows of support and resistance here. It could potentially bounce off, but it could also be a reversal where it just proceeds to make new lower lows and breaks that support or previous resistance and moves lower. So let's just see what we see. So let's see what this is at. Just under 3.5, so I'm guessing 3.4. Yeah. Whoa, no, did not mean to do that. Fat fingers. Yeah, fat fingers will fuck you up. Don't do it too often, but there was an error that I made the other day that was almost disastrous, but I was able to spot it in time. So what am I looking for? This potentially finding support. Let me just see if I can get a better idea of what number that's at. So it's just above 3.5. So probably 3.55. Yeah, just trying to see what the market's telling me at the moment. I just need to look away from the screen for a moment. Just need to deal with something real quick. Okay, back to it. So, 23 minutes to the off. What's going on my stream? Hopefully it's still up and running. I think so. Okay. So this is testing this level that I was identifying as support, but it's not consolidated. It's kind of pulled back to make a potential lower high. So as it attacks this again, it could break through, or it might do something else. Who knows? It might bounce. And again, you know, this might appear boring, but it's really a case of just not wanting to trade stuff just for the sake of trading. If there's nothing there yet to trade, you've got you know, your money is your tool. So you're without money, you're out of the game. So you've got to kind of protect your capital as much as possible, which is why I try to avoid the silly trades, the silly gambles. So this here is approaching sixes, which could act as resistance as it comes into these highs. But for that to be a viable trade, what I'd want to see is these kind of start to move in and find support, because these both at the moment have, I mean, I've got a slight bias to the downside on both of these, so a bearish move. So this, seeing these bounce would help, you know, at least help me consider shorting this at sixes. But at the moment, nothing springs to light. 20 minutes to the off, so still very early doors in terms of a UK horse race. But at least seeing some context for how I might position myself should the right conditions materialize. And again, if you are on watching this back on YouTube, I do live stream every day on Twitch. It's just Mr. Exchange Trader, and then upload to YouTube on the same day. So if you're on YouTube, do follow, get updates, and do like the video if it's been of use to you. What level is that? That's 3, 2, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2. I think it's this one. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my reference point of the support. So this level that the price has constantly kind of gone into is 3.2. So a break of that, moving lower and then ideally pulling back, would give a good entry. Or a significant bounce off of this, could be more viable to look for shorts on this one. But yeah, it's all conjecture until something happens, really. Just have a quick reorder in case anything's changed. No, all still the same. Yeah, this is the reality of it, man. A lot of this is just waiting around for the right conditions. So, yeah, if that's not kind of your thing, don't trade this way. I mean, there's other ways that you can trade markets. There's loads of different ways you can trade it, but yeah, as long as you've got consistency and, you know, decent money management or profitable in the long run, then that's it. That's all you. It's the holy grail, man. And yeah, important not to let your concentration drift too much as well. So the short on this, just looking to see if signs of anything else that might be pushing down, because I mean, a break of this might be viable now. Rather than finding resistance, it looks like it could be finding breaking resistance to find support. But I just need some movement. Still so early, 16 minutes before the off. Okay, so this looks like it's breaking. No, it's not a break. It's finding support still. As is this. So we've got two finding support, one on a potential break. What do I need to see? You can see my attention now is basically shifting between three different selections just to see how they're interacting with each other. And it can be tricky. And as you can see, my opinion's constantly shifting based on how, you know, the time progresses and the charts change. It could be a retrace there. But this is also at support. So I'm reluctant to act because these are still kind of a bit correlated. It's hard to see on this chart because it's quite, you know, far off. But they're both been falling into support. And what I'm looking for is some sort of divergence in how they move. So as if this moves into support, this should be falling away and moving higher. Oh, looks like that's broken. Okay, so potentially going to go long on this. So this. So looking to go short on this, and anticipating it could break lower, because I've seen some movement on this going up, and this has broken its previous support. So I'm trying to profit from this moving lower. So I've got a I feel a big enough position in there. Might add one more to that depending on how this reacts now. But it's broken, it's gone back in, and I'm anticipating that could now be finding resistance off of what was previous support and then move lower. Did I get in on that? 5.5. Okay. 13 minutes to the off. You can see there's a bit more money in the market, which is causing a bit more volatility. What number is that? 3. I hate these static charts for that. Could have added to that, but yeah, that's already happened now. So, c'est la vie. But it's at least coming down to meet this previous support. I'm hoping it will break that support, and as it breaks it, it will mean a violent move, if you aggressive move to the downside. It's just struggling at that. Okay, so I've got filled, but it's still at support, so it's not convincingly edging lower. And I've got to be careful not to just give back the profit to the market. So the trade has been structured okay, and I've been so far been on the right side of it, but I've just got to be careful not to be too wrong and strong, because as you can see, some of what I anticipated has happened, but we've got this drifting, we've got this this coming into support as well. Just going to lower my expectations on profit potential here and take it at support. So this level here where it hasn't moved much lower than, if it lets me. So I need it to tick down into this again. You can see it's been the brunt of the volume's been matched here. And £70 to go. Of course, I've got the option to move it to market. It's slowly been eaten away at. I'll hold tight for now, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've got filled. Yeah, happy with that. Again, profit's a bit on the low side, but it's a profit and got plenty of time to maneuver with. And yeah, haven't lost money, haven't done anything silly. So I shall move on to the next one. Again, well off from the off. We just looking away from screen for a sec here. So 12:01. But yeah, I mean, continuing to trade, although these profits are probably the lower end of my average, or below my average, they all add up. They all add up. So yeah, so it's a pretty good strike rate, but I just need to, you know, maintain that. So we've got 20 minutes to the off. Odds on favourite. Come in. Very consolidated for a while. Just probably gone into previous highs there, so hitting resistance. Potentially coming to attack these lows at support. Second favourite has drifted. Currently at 5s as well. Third favourite looks like it's actually overtaken, so that's the second favourite now. Let's reorder. So that was the one we was looking at as previously second. This is the third, the second favourite now, which was the third, has come in. So these look like they're inversely correlated. So as this is coming in, that's going out. So at a cursory glance, probably be looking to short this or go long on this. Those are where the main opportunities kind of present themselves. So this looks like it's producing a new lower high, and it's just going back into some of the previous support here to find resistance. So I'm just trying to find out what that number is, because I'll be interested in potentially shorting this. It's about 4. It's about where it is now. All right. So looking to build a position to hopefully short this. Got filled on one. Got one at a higher price because I do want to, you know, a better value entry. See if that gets filled. Seeing this edge in, so that could be breaking support, which won't help me. Oh shit, I did want to cancel that. I felt that was a bit too heavy. So I've got a £10 net stake. I'm just going to lay some of that off because I just feel it's a bit too aggressive. And it has broken resistance as well. So the dynamics of this has changed. So I'm just trying to act accordingly and just reduce my position size. Got partially filled on that. So I'm at the front of the queue, but only got some of the money met. And this, because I'm using low stakes, that's why I'm getting pretty much filled all the time. Obviously with bigger stakes, that is more frequent, that they might get partial fills. So got a bit more wiggle room, kind of reduced the potential risk. In fact, what I'm going to do is just play defense for now and attempt to I might even go flat on this if I get the chance. Yeah, stop thinking about it and do it. Yeah, there you go. Had the chance, but it's moved off on me now. So it's gone into fives, finding resistance, producing higher potentially higher lows, and that hesitation there could have you know, cost me. This is steaming in. You know what? Oh, I should have moved the other one first. Come on, think. So I lost position Q on that by moving it up. I should have moved the one below it above it, and I would have kept position Q on that should it have moved back into it. But hey, you know, can't beat itself up. There's a lot of things that you're thinking at the same time that need to be done really in a split second. But I do need to get out of this, I think. Trying to get out at oh god, trying to get out a decent break even, but in doing so the market has started to move away. Still okay with the position because it still might find resistance and pull back a bit. But if there's anything to learn from this one, it's the hesitation there has not helped me. But 15 minutes tee off. This is broken support, moving lower. Let's see if we can get out at this price here. This pulling back could help that come to fruition. So just trying to maintain kind of calm based on what I'm seeing happen. So I've just moved that up slightly just to get a fill at a slightly worse price or a slightly greater loss, because yeah, I'd be favouring even going long on this at the moment because of the way this is. There we go, got filled. Oh, big chunk of money as well coming in to push the price down. So hang on, that is jetting off, isn't it? So overall, look, this is starting to move down as I anticipated when it was at this point, but the context of it is different. Whereas that was within the context of lower lows and lower highs. It's retraced, you know, coming to meet this previous resistance. So that wasn't a trend. It had broken trend and pulled back. So even though I would have been on the right side of this had I hung on, there was no reason to really stay in, and there should be a reason. I mean, I'm favouring even going long on this, but at a better price. Yeah, okay. So I'm taking a long position because I feel this could come down and find support, and this, sorry, could at least come down to support, and this has found support around these levels. So yeah, I've put my order in, as you can see. And not just, I mean, it's a case of not falling in love with the position or the selection that you're on. I was looking at the other ones as well for potential. So I need this to find support and start to attack these highs that it made previously. And ideally for this to continue to steam in. Support's holding, at least for now, so just need it to retrace slightly. It's stalling for now, isn't it? £6 at stake. This looks like it's found support here. Not great. If this breaks and moves lower, that will help me, but you know, can't hope for stuff. Just got to play what we can see. 9 minutes to the off. Just going to adjust these slightly just to minimise any potential losses. It does look like it's breaking support now. So quite near the front of the queue on this one. Should I get filled on this? Just move down part of that to go to the back of queue on this one, so I get filled on that as well. Eight minutes to the off. This is the steam. This is the drifter. That seems to be, you know, the inverse correlation to this steamer rather than this one. This one's been quite flat, but as it's been quite flat, I'm trying to play off of that, anticipating it will just oscillate between support and resistance in a very shallow channel. But yeah, anything can happen. 7.5 minutes to the off. Yeah, as I said, anything can happen. It's just moved off against me. Got to be careful as it comes into fours. Oh, it's moving off, isn't it? Fuck. So laid off part of that position. I could just find support that falls here, so I could re-enter at a lay. Have to be careful with that logic. So I am considering laying falls here, as it's found support, as it could find support here as it retraces or consolidates. But I've just got to be aware of my current risk on this. So slightly risky game. 5 minutes to the off as well. I have only myself to blame if this doesn't work out. But this has hit resistance, indicating it could fall away a bit. But no, it looks like it's persisting lower. It's liking that falls as resistance now. And lower lows, lower highs. So that re-entry of averaging down wasn't the smartest of moves, although it is coming back to kind of favour me slightly. Let's just see what happens when the money comes in. So 5 minutes to the off. So there's going to be more money coming into the market. So there could be wilder swings. I just don't feel I'm reacting quick enough to what's going on. I just want to see what happens when this chunk of money here gets filled, whether it evaporates and moves higher or not. So I've got good position on that, but I can't just hold out just based on that. Where's the resistance on this? 4.5. There we go. Okay, so got out on that. You know, there's some erratic. I mean, that's one of the reasons why that last 5 minutes to the off can be just more erratic. You can see the dynamics of that changed quite a lot over the course of that trade. But I was able to get out, albeit at a loss. That loss could have been a lot worse had I just panicked. Maybe the thing to take on from that one is just being able to react a lot quicker to what I'm seeing going on, rather than waiting for it to materialize. And there was one risky move that I had in that, which was averaging down, so I added to a losing position just to get a few additional ticks. So just I'm cautious of or aware of the potential errors in that. But yeah, we've got 12.5 minutes now to the off on this one. First favourite, choppy, gone out, hit resistance, attacking those highs now. Second favourite, consolidated, broken this resistance here, could come back to find support. Third favourite here, very choppy, currently at support. So 6 is at support here, looks interesting. We've got a drift on the favourite, just approaching 3s. Minutes to go, 50 grand matched. It could be finding resistance off of 3s. This crossover point, well, it definitely is. You can see as it hit 3s, bang, it's just fallen away again. But it could be falling to support, which is, oh shit, missed that. I missed that. Right, I'm going to try and get in on this. Oof. Got some skin in the game, but I mean, not a lot. Attacking 3s again now. This here. So approached support, looks like it could have breached it. So I could look to a short this one. Left these in to see if I can get a fill, in anticipation that this finds support at these levels. Just going to take a tick with that for now, if possible. Leave this one in. Put another exit at around what I deem as resistance. So not betting on a breakout here, even though it might happen, but betting on it at least hitting resistance at 3s. And I think I'll take that one out for now. 9 minutes to the off. Yeah, This is a nice market. That breaking freeze, how's that going to affect the others? Could be coming in. Just noticing that start to pull in, and this has been consolidating, so I'm trying. Oh, shizer. Oh, got in at market on that. Wait, let me try and scratch that. I did not want to get in at market. I wanted to get in at on a touch, but this is basically finding support, and this has started to come in, so that's the reason why I'm anticipating that this could move still within this range where it's found support off the sixes. But I got a bad feel on that because of a bloody fat finger, so that's messed up the context for my trade slightly. But that's broken sixes now. And that's now reversed and started to break threes. 7 minutes to the off. Momentary lapses of concentration. So I'd be much better positioned if I'd been able to get in at market, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. Hey, the market does what it does. My mistake. Should have had some insurance policies in place there. But yeah, I just hovered over and accidentally clicked at the wrong price. And now on the wrong side of this, because this is broken support, moved lower. This is look like it's persisting higher. So I'm basically hoping, or betting here, and my position is that the price could pull back and find at least resistance at its previous lows. Moved into the touch. I mean, I'm relatively near the front of the queue on this, but it's just moved into it. Hasn't got matched. It's moving away. 5 minutes to the off. Yeah, had my chance. I'm just going to have to cut my losses on this. Could find support at fives and move back, but poor played. Yeah, head is not in the game. Yeah, just yeah, another good reason to, not up the stakes just yet, because I'm still making mistakes. I mean, it's a relatively good start, but then two losses in a row like that, that are just out of kilter with the profit. Unforced errors as well, but c'est la vie. So that one had to red up at £1.10, and just move on to the next one. Just have a refresh there. So time would be 50. Yeah, but I'll be rewatching that just to see what I done wrong there, or how I could have done better. So here we've got a 3-horse race. Favourites at 2s come in, found support, drifted slightly. Second favourite also at 2s. This has come in and just consolidated. Third favourite, yeah, I mean, it's drifted, consolidated, drifted, come back in, potentially going into support at these lows here. So I'm assuming this resistance that we're seeing at these levels here, these highs, is probably this 2.62. So it could move away from that and move lower. 16 minutes and a bit to the off. This is going into the support of previous lows. The price at the moment has found resistance to this previous support, so it could fall away. So not accounting for that previous loss, which I think was about £1. So yeah, so profit so far is about, so it's 11p, 23p, 11p, 60p loss, and then a £1.10 or more loss would bring me to minus £1.20 something on the day. So just over £1.20 down on the day. Not impossible to recover from, but yeah, it could be a lot worse. So So 15 minutes to the off. Nothing's jumped out to me as yet as being clear. That's a very tight book. 0.3% VIG. Oh. Can't see the context for a trade just yet. It's 3.6. 4. Three, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, just spectating at the moment, really, just to see how what I can do. Again, nothing's popped out to me. Nothing screams trade me. Still a long way till the off. 12 minutes. 12 and a half minutes. Let's try and avoid any more fat fingers. $59,000 matched. Still 11.5 minutes to the off. I mean, there's money being matched, as you can see from historical chart here. But there's not much volatility yet. 2.5, so it's going to be 2.6. So yeah, just wait and wait and wait. Clear support that's coming up on this, but also this is going into support as well. It does look like it's drifting. If anything, these two look like they're inversely correlated with this move here, and this. So this is kind of arguably the opposite of. No, actually, what am I talking about? It's correlated. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is a tricky one to even come to any viewpoint on. 8 minutes to the off, so I'll anticipate some sort of a break, at least in the 5 minutes to the off. So break of this support here, or this resistance, or this support, or this resistance, this support, or a move higher to attack these highs. But I can't just be too fanciful with the with what I'm reading into the market. I've got to see it really before acting on it, and act on it with enough time. So here today, for example, you've seen I've been right on direction a few times, but I haven't been able to get a good price on it, or I've kind of left positions in for too long when I should have removed them quicker. So that looks like it might be going on a bit of a run to break this resistance, or at least attack it. And this could be breaking support or just attacking it. So what I'm doing here is saying that the price is going to either break support or at least move into it, and I've positioned myself accordingly for that. So let's see how that works out. So this has moved lower, consolidates for a bit, but potentially could move lower. This looked like it was potentially breaking highs, but this could just at least go into support again, and if I move that up there, just play defense. It could at least move into support, get me out at some profit. In fact, it's starting to go sideways, isn't it? So that makes me less, because of this sideways movement, I'm less inclined to think a break might be possible, but finding support seems still feasible. Okay. I'm going to green up on that. So yeah, it looks like it could, it could still break low in these 5 minutes, but it was, at least when I was looking at it, it's just still finding support, struggling to move lower, although it does look like there was some pressure potentially pushing it. So I'll green on that and go. Just looking off screen for a sec here. 13:35. So 10 minutes to the off. Favourite at twos. Come in, found support. Potentially bouncing off that support. Second favourite. Come in, consolidated, hitting resistance around 3.5. Going into that resistance now. This could be break. Just going to get a temperature first before jumping on anything. I feel that this is just breaking support here and potentially moving lower. This is broken higher. Okay. Potentially a bit too aggressive there, too early on. Didn't get enough of a temperature, but okay. Still going to stick with it. Feel that this could find support at these lows, and this is potentially breaking higher, so I'm happy to even add to this position. There's good enough context. It's starting to be more choppy, so not so convinced on a break lower, but let's just reverse. It looks like it could be breaking higher. Not panicking too much because it just looks like it's hitting those previous highs, at least for now, which could mean, you know, reversal back down into let me just put that there to lighten it. Yeah, so potential reversal back into attach these lows. Obviously, if it starts breaking those previous highs, that's not good. If this breaks threes and moves lower, that's not good. But I'll maintain my position for now. Slightly aggressive move there, adding to the position. But yeah, I'm aware that that is slightly risky. So it's found that resistance and it's starting to move away slightly lower. £10 net stake. Just gonna take off, lighten this a little bit until there's a bit more clarity. £8 net stake. £6 tee off. Just move that up as slightly less optimistic on a break, but it finding support and consolidating seems probable. Got okay position on this, so you know there's not much profit in this now. I'll leave that in. Got more wiggle room on the break even, so it's just willing to move this up as well if I don't get matched, but we'll see. 4p greened, or I could just leave 11 on this favorite. Let's just green it. So next, so I mean certainly I'm happy with like my strike rate. I mean if you take my strike rate, it's still very high. It's just that I need to work on, you know, now it's the expectancy is the problem here, because I have losses that are way much outweigh the profits. So the thing to kind of level up on in the approach is to my approach of trading is really just to see how I might be able to maximize the profits a bit more, whether that's being more aggressive and just holding out for longer or cutting losses quicker. don't know. Just see how that develops. But yeah, strike rate is good, but that's why strike rate isn't. If people say, you know, I'm profitable 9 times out of 10 or 90%, that isn't enough information to understand whether it's a good strategy or not. You need to know how much you're winning when you win and how much you lose when you lose. So yeah, let's see how this one pans out. So we've got a favourite here. Twos come in, consolidated. Looks like it could have hit resistance of which was previous support around here. Potentially attacking these lows here, support. Second favourite, very choppy, rangy, consolidated for a while. Probably at the top of its range there at the moment. Although that top of its range is 4s. Interesting. 17 minutes to off, 43 grown matched, 101%, 101.3% book. So great, ideal trading conditions. We would like to see a bit more volatility, but we're still 17 minutes to the off. So let's see what we can read into this. See if I can find out what that number is. 2.42. So this 2.42 or maybe 2.4 is our reference point for support. It's this level here where the prices failed to move much lower. So a break of 2.4 could suggest some moves, you know, aggressively lower. What would aid that? I mean, a break of 4s or 4 point, you know, convincing break of 4.1 or so higher would help, you know, fall into that narrative of this potentially moving lower. Or I could just go long on that, on this second favourite. 16 minutes to off, so still very early doors. Have to just be aware of that. It's 2.4 or 2.42 could be just support, but I'm hesitant to trade that just because these look, you know, quite correlated in terms of the movement they've been doing. If you take this, although this is more, you know, it's over a greater range on this one. If you take this move here, where it's moved down, it's the same as this one here at around the same time, and then this consolidation here, it's the same as this consolidation here. So it's basically the same chart, just over different distances. So I want this to be going one way and this one to be going the other. Potentially now it could be looking to break that support. Okay. See if I can get some skin in the game. I have. So I've entered this on the premise that this has broken support and could move lower. I've seen some money come in there as well, which helps bring more belief to that's possible. Certainly a move up in this now would help my position. Left this in, should there be a retrace. Got some skin in the game, taken a partial exit. Could have been, would have preferred to have a bit more on this, but just see how this pans out. 13 minutes left. It's going to be a bit more defensive on that. So I left this position in the anticipation that this is now resistance, and I've got a decent Q position on it. So £62 needs to be matched. So I've got filled on that. So got a reasonable break even above what I was deeming as resistance. So I need the price to basically continue with that bearishness and approach its previous lows again. Net position of 6. Not panicking too much because it's, you know, it's doing what price does. It just is pulled back. Potentially, you know, looking to move lower again. Just give it a few. Oh God, I moved that. Moved that unintentionally. I'll just put it there for now. But just going to leave this for a little while just to see. Hopefully, this will hold as resistance. But I am looking for some, you know, some downward movement. Just cautious that this now looks like it's approaching lows, which it could break, but certainly again that breaking of falls would help the narrative that I'm looking for here. Big chunks of money coming in there. All right, I'm going to try and add to this actually, because this is off a resistance and this is currently at support. So I did add to that, increasing my net stake to 10. What did I get in at? 4, 8. And look at that, it's just so laggy. So it's moved away on me, but not panicking too much just yet. It is approaching these highs. Dynamics of this are rapidly changing in terms of, you know, when I got into it as to what it is now. We've got 10 minutes to the off. Is that broken support? I am willing to just hold out on this one. Just that this, I mean, it has hit resistance and this and consolidated for a while, and this has hit, looks like it could still be hitting support. So just gonna hold fire for a little while just to see if I can get a bit more information. But obviously I am at a loss with quite a high position size. Mm. 10 minutes tee off, 9.5 if you want to be specific. Does feel like it's edging higher. So Just going to lighten the load slightly. So I've got a net stake now of 8 in this. Big chunks of money coming in. Don't know if that was matched or if it was just spoofing it. But yeah, who knows? Oh, that's approaching force. Come on, if that breaks it convincingly, that will help me. I can't just rely on that, and I have to see what's in front of me at the moment in terms of opportunity to manage my position. So we've had the price retrace a bit more, allow me to potentially lay some of this position off at a lower price. Again, just managing a loss in this instance. £6 left. It's a net stake. £7 C off. It could be producing a lower high. What would I need to see? That breaking fours. Just going to maintain these positions for now. And things that would help me decide to maybe get out of this quicker would be sharp movements down in this. Oh, it's got a big chunk of money there. It's going to push it up. So let's see what happens if this comes into the touch again. This 2.5 level, unless they've moved it. So they're either going to move it up if they're serious. Looks like they were. It just went away. So it could be just someone trying to spoof the market, or it could be serious where they want the money matched. Who knows? Who knows? So it's coming into support again. Right, let me lessen position there. So got £4 net stake, just laid off some more of that position. And yes, it is now coming in to what I would have been matched at, but I didn't know that. So I've just got to act on what I can see, rather than hesitate as I've done previously today and let that loss increase and the market make the decision for me. So this has definitely got a bearish bias again now. So it's started to overturn, roll over and break and make new lows. So I am just inclined to take a new position in this. Oh, it's broken fours. Right, let me just add to this. So I've seen that breaking fours, which is one of the criterion that I was waiting for so long to hopefully push this lower. Hasn't reacted as of yet, but I'm okay to hold out. £10 net stake now. £8 net stake. This is still creeping higher, which again is going to help this position. But I've just got to be cautious. 3 minutes to go. Being able to at least reduce this loss from, I don't know, it was about £1 something or whatever. Don't want it to just evaporate on me. It's just looking to ease these positions out. Taking the ones at the lowest level first, because I have position on the ones already there. But now, if the market lets me, see, his money's persisting to move up. Right, here's what we need to do: is act. There we go. So, yeah, again, some more losses, but happy with the way I managed that. Wasn't too impatient. I'll need to watch it back again. Don't think I traded too erratically. There was some averaging down, which can come back to bite you in the arse, but I think there was at least premise for it. Let's just see when the next one is and what it looks like. I may take a break and come back later this evening. So we have got drifter, resistance, falls. Just having a quick look off screen here. So 30p on that. 130. It's hard to see sometimes with what's settled and what hasn't, but it looks like I'm about £1.40, around about 145 down on the day. Still waiting on some to be settled. So again, not disastrous. Loss is a loss, but it's not disastrous. So let me just have a quick look what's going on here. Time has ticked down, so 2 and 10 minutes to the off. Favourite at 4s, coming into 4s, potentially finding support. Second favourite potentially coming into 6 and finding support. So if this were to break 4s, I'd probably be more inclined to lay this at 6s. If it was to break down. Oh no, it's just to keep an eye on this cheeky bugger here. What's going on here? This could be worth a lay at 9s, a back at 9s. So Position myself to take a potential short on this. In that it's found resistance. I've put an order at 9s, which is that resistance, and a slightly big one just above it. 8 minutes to go. So the premise of that is that this could be finding support and push higher. This already is. Oh, hang on, I missed that. It has already pushed higher. So I'm going long on this. And that is a bit preemptive, because what it's saying is this is probably going to break 4s. It has been finding support around this level. It's tempted there to go at market, but I think I'll just hold out for a better price if that materializes. So yeah, you can see just shifting attention around a lot, which may or may not be good for the way that you trade. May not be good for the way that I trade, but yeah, just trying to read what I can see in order to take opportunities. As you can see, sometimes I can just get the direction right, but I mean, I haven't had any skin in the game. I haven't got matched at the price that I wanted to. So, you know, it's... Oh, there we go. Bloody hell. All right. Broken 4s. Do I really want to jump on that market? So doing a few things here, just waiting to see what gets matched first. It breaking 4s, I think, was significant, and it's broken that long-term support. So I'm just trying to build a position to attempt to capitalize on that. Just don't want to be too overzealous. So I have got filled. Net stake of 4. It's come back into 4s, hopefully finding resistance. Oh, that is a bit heavy, isn't it? Oh, fucking idiot. Didn't mean to do that. Nevertheless, I'm just going to cancel that one. I wanted to cancel one of those orders rather than move it up, but hey ho. This position is just slightly too heavy, I think. So just going to try and take some of the money off here, bring my net stake down to 8. Oh, and everything got filled. Okay, still got 4 in the game. Going to take that out there. See that massive jump that happened there, which is one of the advantages of having some orders just, you know, super optimistic outside the money. And some just, you know, trying to take partial exits, because a big chunk of money came there and it just took out the market, took out all the orders, and all of them got filled. Just trying to squeeze out another tick here. And it happened about 5 minutes before the off, which is when, you know, money comes into the market. It's when people, I guess, are squaring up positions or move on from the last race. So yeah, that's not a bad result in the grand scheme of things. Still puts me down on the day. But by not as much. I think that's probably about £1. Just under £1. I'm probably down after everything settles. Let me see. first lower quality. Oh, hang on, it's 20 minutes out. Bloody hell. That's why. Yeah, I mean, the quality of the races have actually been quite good today. There's been no, nothing to worry about in terms of low liquidity. They've all been like this, 50 grand matched, 15 minutes to off. That's what you want to see in terms of tradability. So we've got odds on favourites at 2s, consolidated for a while. Looks like it's broken out past that resistance that the consolidation was and potentially drifting, but it is possibly going into the resistance, these previous highs. But that resistance is 2s as a crossover point, so that's interesting. Very high priced other selections here with not much money matched on them. You can see that's, in relative terms, 44 grand's matched here, and it's only just under 2 grand on these ones. But in any case, this drift, the closest correlation I can see is these two, where this drift has led to this coming in. So the reference point for this is 8s. So shorting off of 8s on this would be viable. Just gonna put something in tentatively based on that. So if we see a pullback in this, similarly, it has broken 2s, doesn't it? That could be opportunity. That could be opportunity knocking. That could also be danger. Just going to cancel those. Oh, and it's at 1s as well. Oh, I've got skin in the game, but it's just very small per tick profit because I'm trading at such low odds. So I'm just taking slightly bigger position sizes. But just have to be cautious not to get too overzealous, because that 2s has been holding as potential support. As you can see, it's moving back down to potentially break that support and move lower. But let's see what we can do with this. Just lighten it slightly if I get the chance. The market gives me the chance. Bring my net stake down to 12. Because even at lower odds, this might be just a bit too heavy, given what the market's saying. It hasn't persisted to attack those highs again. Don't like that. Don't like that, mate. Just looking to lighten some of this position, because it's not reacting how I envisaged it. So I'm just trying to work around that. £19 to be matched before this. Yeah, okay. 8 minutes to the off. Just feel like the dynamics of this has changed a bit too much. So I've just reduced my risk dramatically. Getting out of break even. Might be bottling it. There we go, like it's just gone in the direction that... Yeah, could have held out for that, but scratching that trade is a winning trade because I'm, not losing overall. Let me just see if there's anything else I might jump in on the last 7.5 minutes here. Yeah, that break, it did occur, didn't it? But it's just it didn't do what I was anticipating in the time frame that I wanted it to do it in, because it was moving up in this bullish move here, but then it pulled back and consolidated, and now it's broken those previous highs to move higher. But what I was envisaging was that it would just continue creating new higher highs and higher lows. It wasn't doing that, so there wasn't any context to maintain that position. This is just grabbing my attention, this one. How long we got? 6 minutes. Oh, that might be a bit close to the wire. Because there's a strong drift on this now, I'm just thinking of other ones that might be potential to short to come in, because I feel like I've missed that. But only 6 minutes to work with. Yeah, let it be. Take a deep breath and move on. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to call that a day for today. I might come back and do a bit more trading later on, just in the as it goes into either. But I can feel myself, just the tension starting to go. So that's a sign really not to continue, so that you make so that I make silly mistakes going forward. So I'm just going to see what the P&L has been so far today. I've still got that to come in. That's all right. Nice. 0 on that. So as soon as this page loads, as I need it to, we have got started the day with 11p profit, then 23p profit, then 11p profit, 60p loss, £1.12 loss, then a 9p profit, 5p profit, a minus 31p profit, and still to settle about a 47p profit, which brings me to 93p thereabouts. Sorry, 90. Can't even think today. 97p. So loss. Not too bad. I mean, like I said, I might just take some positions, just take a break, just so that I don't make any stupid decisions. But yeah, I'm okay with that. Again, the main thing I'm focusing on here is that strike rate is still reasonably good. Some of the losses coming in are disproportionate, so I need to work on that, see what's going on in that, or just work at improving my profits in the positions that I am taking. So yeah, all in all, still learning, but happy with the progress. But if you've made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll be back again tomorrow.